Howdy gangsters, in this video I am going to be talking about the laws and the legalities of wild camping. So let my cup of tea brew, I'll get that sorted and then I'll come sit down and we'll have a little chat. Just finished making my cup of tea guys and I'll be with you. So, as I've already said, as you've seen in the intro there, I'm just going to be talking about the laws and the legalities of when you go out and wild camp. Now, I just want to say, first and foremost, I am not an expert in the slightest, so don't take my word for it. I'm just going to give you what I already know and what I believe to be true. Other people may disagree, and if you do, feel free to comment. Now, I've not delved too deep into this. I've done a little bit of research, and I've watched like other wild campers and their videos where they're talking about it. But my understanding is that when you go and wild camp, I think Scotland is basically a free-for-all. I think in Scotland it's totally legal, as they say, so you can pretty much camp and wild camp anywhere in Scotland and you're not going to be approached or be asked to move on. Now in England, apart from Dartmoor, I think again Dartmoor or large areas of Dartmoor, you're pretty much free to wild camp wherever you want. The rest of England and Wales, I've heard people say that it's a grey area. For me, and my understanding of it is like this. Basically, all the land is owned by someone. Okay, so there's even like, I think like parts of the Peak District, it's owned by different organisations. It might be owned by a person, a rich person that's bought up the land and chooses to do what they want with it. It's owned by farmers, etc. Now, in terms of it being unlawful or illegal, it is a bit of a grey area because it's purely a civil matter. So you're not a criminal because you go onto someone else's land and set a tent up. I think at this point, before I actually go any further, I think that it's really, really important. And if you've watched any of my previous videos where I am out wild camping, you'll know that it's super important to have respect and always leave no trace. Obviously, you don't want to be going wild camping in too large a crowd. You know, I think once you're getting beyond 3 or 4 people, I think that you are sort of bringing attention to yourself and asking for trouble, asking, to be moved on. You definitely don't want to be leaving any rubbish, and you definitely don't want to be, doing anything that's going to be disturbing to the area, loud music, fires, barbecues, etc. Basically, just use your common sense. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of that about these days. People say that, don't they? But I just think, from my own experience, I think the vast majority of people that I've seen when I'm out and about and people that I see in Facebook groups and people that I see on YouTube, etc., I think the vast majority of us, do apply logic and common sense and respect. And we always leave no trace, and we do things the right way. And I think that's what you should always be promoting if you're going to be putting videos on YouTube. Now, when getting back to the legalities of it, you're not a criminal if you go wild camping. Let's just get that straight. If this is what I would always say, and this is I'm lucky enough at the moment that I've never been asked to be moved on. I mean, it's only my first year in the hobby anyway. But what I would say is if someone approached me and asked me to move on, I would, first and foremost, obviously just remain calm, be civil, talk to the person, even if they're like sort of showing some sort of like a level of animosity or aggression towards you. The last thing that you want to do is sort of reflect that and escalate the situation. So if it was me, I would always just like remain calm, be polite, be respectful, and just try and have a conversation with that person. And I would say, like, look, you know, I'm on my own. I'm not causing any trouble. I'm not being a nuisance or anything like that. I'm going to be going, you know, first thing in the morning. I'm going to take all my rubbish with me. I'll leave no trace. You'll hardly know that anyone's been here. And then if they still want you to move for whatever reason, you know, you could go down the route of like, well, have you got any proof that you own the land? However, you know, you might just want to tread carefully. I think sometimes it might just be best like to just move on. I think in those sort of scenarios, it's easier, I think, to just move on. There's going to be other times and other areas and other places where you're going to be able to go and wild camp and you're not going to come across this. In terms of people pressing charges, well, they can't press charges unless you give them your details, and you're not obliged to give them your details. No one should ever be manhandling you. So, I mean, again, and this is not something that I'd advocate, but they actually can't physically remove you from their land. And as I've just said there, this is not a route that I would go down personally. I'm just telling you, like, how it is. If they wanted you to be physically removed, it's a civil matter, you know. They're not really allowed to be putting their hands on you. And if they put their hands on you, that is classed as assault. I would always try and remain calm and do it in a respectful way. You really don't want it. If it starts to get physical, you know that, like, really, from either side, it's gone a little bit too far. And then obviously you're going to be involved in the police, and you don't really want it to go that far. If people start asking you for your name and your address and your details, you're not obliged to give it them. So don't give it them. Pack up, move on. Again, it's just about using your logic and your common sense. As far as I'm concerned, if people are respectful, if people don't leave rubbish, if people aren't being a public nuisance and making a lot of noise, I really don't see what the problem with wild camping is. Now, obviously, there's a minority of people out there that do sort of put a stain on the hobby and ruin it for everybody else. And you see it, don't you? I've seen it in like local Facebook groups, and there's like, so I live right by an area of, they call it an area of outstanding natural beauty, and it's Cannock Chase, and it's illegal to wild camp on Cannock Chase. You know, again, from what I've just said, you would see like that. I would argue that. No, that's wrong. I don't necessarily argue that. What I say is, like, as long as the people doing it, you know, are doing it in the right way, I don't really see a problem with it. There's only a small minority of people that do ruin it for everybody else. And I, for one, am not going to be a person that lets other people ruin my fun when I do things in the right way. Why should I be punished? Why should I not be able to do something because there are idiots out there? You could say that about anything in any walk of life. So what I would say to these people that comment these things in Facebook groups and look down on people, you know, like wild campers and that, because they've seen that minority choose to behave in an unwise way, in an unruly way. Don't judge us all the same. We're not all the same. You know, some of us love what we do, and we respect nature, and we respect wildlife, and we want to respect the great outdoors because we love it for what it is, and we don't want the place being left like a shit tip, you know, and that's why we do always leave no trace. So that's what I'd say. Don't let a minority spoil it for the majority of us that do things in the right way. You know, like as usual with my videos, you can tell, totally unscripted. I just hit record and talk, because that's the way I like it to be. I want it to be authentic. I want my videos to be me. So I'm never going to script something. So no, I haven't gone deep into it. I haven't delved deep into it and read out bylaws or put anything up on the screen that gives you the actual laws, because yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's how it is. You know, you might be on someone else's private land. Like I think where I camped in, not my last video where I was talking about the sleep system, but the one before that, where I wild camped in the Peak District, up on a peak opposite Thorpe Cloud, looking down onto the Dovedale stepping stones. Before I actually found somewhere to park for the night, I went down to the main Dovedale car park and I actually spoke to the guys at the National Trust and said, like, am I okay to leave my car on the car park overnight? And he said no. He said, no, I'm sorry, you can't do that. There's no overnight camping. There's nothing. So I just went and found, I parked in a lay-by and did it anyway. So I take it that the National Trust must own all of that area or part of that area, because there was a couple of farms dotted about. If you watch the video, you'll see it. I say hello to like some calves and that in a field. So there's obviously farms and that dotted about. But yeah, I went and did it anyway, and I can have the confidence to do that, because if they came and moved me on, I know that like really I can't be taken to court, because there's no powers of arrest. They don't have the power to physically manhandle me, and I'm not obliged to give them my details. It really is as simple as you pack your stuff up and you move on. So yeah, so the reason that I did this video is because I'm in a few Facebook groups and it's a hot topic, and I've seen a few videos recently and people asking questions about what the laws are and the legalities of it. And that's it from my point of view. If you think I'm wrong, or you've got any more like really good information for people that people are going to find valuable, drop it in the comments. Upcoming videos, guys, again, like the reason that I've done it like in this form, I'm sat in my kitchen. I've not had a chance to get out. It's been my wedding anniversary this week. My car's in the garage. I've had a lot going on, so I've not had the chance to go out. I'm looking to do another stealth camp very soon in the next few weeks. I want to get out and do another wild camp somewhere. And what else have I got in the pipeline? I might do a tent review of my Panacea 2. Now, if you want to see me doing a wild camp in my Panacea 2, I'll drop the link below. I'll also drop the link for the latest wild camping, where I was at Dovedale Dovedale Stepping Stones as well. I'll drop that down below, so check them out. But yeah, I might do a more in-depth review of the Panacea 2, take it over the local nature reserve, set it up with my tape measure, you know, how I've done before. Very unprofessional, as always. Some might say unprofessional, I'll just say real. So yeah, that's what's coming up, guys. That's in the pipeline. If you do want to see those, don't forget to subscribe. If you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you next time. All the best.
Have a good night.